So it's a grape explorer talking about today. So one of my favorite grapes, if you know me, is Sauvignon Blanc. And Sauvignon Blanc exists all over the world. It's quite the grape today. It seems to be favored by a lot of people. And I had a guy the other day tell me, I've had 15 different New Zealand Sauvignon Blancs, and they all taste the same to me. And I said, that doesn't surprise me. And, then in the past, I've had, people say, I've had some Sauvignon Blancs from California. They all kind of have that kind of same kind of quality. Yes, yeah, they do. But we're going to talk about an area, it's called Sancerre, which is right now the rage in the world. Well, the United States, let's just say right now, everybody wants Sancerre. And I'm going to explain a little bit why they like Sancerre so much. So we're going to look on the map here, and this purple area is right here. Very famous because you got Sancerre, but next to it you got Pouilly-Fumé over here, and then Menetou-Sellon, which is another area that I love and adore. All of those wines are Sauvignon Blanc-based wine. This is the nirvana of Sauvignon Blanc in what's called the Loire Valley. But there's a reason for it. And a lot of people may not know the reason, but I'm going to try to at least give you my theories and my ideas of why people love Sancerre. And I think it's based on the soil composition. So we're going to show you right here. This is a producer here, Jean-Marie Reverdy. We know the family very, very well, so I wanted to express this. But what they decided to do was identify the soil composition in Sancerre. You know what that means? Because back in the day, you could just buy a bottle of Sancerre, and it could be a combination of all different soil combinations to make what that house would call the house style of Sancerre. So if you go to a store right now and you want to buy Sancerre, it's really not going to tell you the soil composition. So we're going to identify, obviously, where Jean-Marie Reverdy is. They're in a village called Verdigny. We had a nice visit there in Verdigny. What a beautiful place, as you can see. And you have also, which is quite close, the hill of Chavignon, which is there, which is probably the most expensive Sancerres that exist. Cote and some of these guys are just selling Sancerre for $100 a bottle if you can find it. But this is really interesting wine because this identifies the soil composition. There are 3 soil compositions in Sancerre that I think that's the reason why Sancerre is so good today. You have Terre Blanche, which is, it's a little gravelly kind of soil with a little clay. Then you have this one, which is the Cuillottes, which is pebbles. And, it gives the wine some verve, but it also gives that good, beautiful fruit structure in the wine. Then you have this wine here, which is called Silex. Silex is a high-level flint, mineral-toned kind of composition that is quite rare. Very few wines in Sancerre will actually have Silex on it because it's a rarity, too. Who made Silex kind of popular was Didier Daguignon in Pouilly-Fumé. He actually had a wine that was called Silex and Pouilly-Fumé, and those wines are $150 a bottle. It's kind of an iconic wine that's chased by many, many wine lovers today, but $150 a bottle is out of the realm of people. These wines are not that expensive, so, but they do highlight what I call the soil composition of Silex. So when you smell Sancerre that has that mineral tone, you can smell the limestone, almost like what we get like in high-tone Burgundy. And I compare these wines to Burgundy, but it's obviously different grape. But when you get that mineral and that bright acidity, it really shows up in the nose. You get that penetration. It's almost like it's got verve, it's got energy, it's got life. That's why I think people love Sancerre, because when you taste the Sancerre, you go, it's like, it's not flat, it's not dull, it's not overly fruity, it's not overly anything. It's just beautifully in sync, beautiful fruit structure, and just sublime. When you taste the wine, you say, that's Sancerre. It's very definitive. It's like, like I said, you can taste 15 or 20 different New Zealand wines, and they all have kind of a sameness. They have that kind of, tropically kind of over-the-top kind of fruit structure to them. That's not to say that the New Zealand's not making great wines. I mean, a lot of people love New Zealand for obvious reasons. But when they try Sancerre, they go, whoa, that is like Sauvignon Blanc on steroids. Those are beautiful expression because the soil composition, don't forget. You got Cuillottes and you got Silex. Those are the soils that exist in Sancerre to make these wines really, really special. Again, this is a Grape Explorer. We're always trying to help people to identify really, really great wine. Cheers.